Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm going to be showing you how to reformat and harden code the subtitles when you are flying with your DJI digital FPV system with the DVR recording. So when you take the files off your micro SD card, you're presented with two files. One is the video file and the other is the SRT subtitle file. The problem is when you play the files back, the formatting is absolutely terrible. So we've got missing capital letters, the thing moves around, it's absolutely huge, and we've got a lot of fluff that we don't need, like the goggles battery. So what I'm hoping to give you is a nice little corner down here of useful telemetry. Now this is the free version. When I do it myself, I use Adobe Premiere and it takes a lot longer, but you should still have something very usable from this tutorial. So the first thing that you need to do is take a copy of the SRT file, just in case anything goes wrong and we save over the top of it, because it's lost forever. So we've got a copy of it there. Then what I'm going to do is double click the SRT file. You're going to need to download a program, it's free, called Aegis Sub. This is version 3.22, and then you take your video file and then drag it over the top like that, and then I'm going to full screen it, and you can also change the size of the video here as well. So what we've got here is every line that the telemetry recorded throughout all of the flight. So the flight lasted for 4 minutes and 7 seconds. And what we have up here is each individual line, and if I scroll across here you can see that we've got the telemetry, but it's very small. Yeah, you could use it if you want to, but I want to reformat it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to use the Find and Replace option. Okay, so the first thing that I don't need is the RC signal, because I was using the DJI controller, so the RC signal is going to be the same as the video signal, so I can get rid of that straight away. So I just need to type in RC signal and then 4, and then just leave this blank and then replace all. And what that will do is go down all of those, and it's gotten rid of it for all of them. The next thing I'm going to do is add a capital B for bitrate, because I don't like it when it's in lowercase. So if I just type in bitrate there, and then just add a capital bitrate. I mean, you don't have to do any of this at all, but then if I do replace all, then it's replaced all of those. So the next one is delay. So I'm going to type in delay. It doesn't matter if the case, you can match the case if you want to, but I spelled it wrong, delay. So replace all like that. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is get rid of this GLS bat cells 4, because it's just the number of cells that I was using when powering up the goggles, and I don't think it's information that needs to go on the screen. So again, I'm just going to type in GLS bat cells and then 4, and then replace all. Now you see that there, it's actually put a space in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do Control Z, and we're going to do that again, by the way. I think it's Control H that brings that up, and I think what I need to do is actually put a space there and then replace all. There we go. So we had a little bit of a space there. So gotten rid of that. So UAV bat cells 4, again, do we really need to know that it's a 4 cell when we can see the voltage? So I'm going to get rid of that as well. So I think that needs a space as well. We'll try it. UAV bat cells and then 4 and then replace all. See what happens there. Now this one is a tricky one. So this is GLS bat, but then the voltage, and this changes, but again I don't think it's relevant. I don't think we need it. But if we look down here, you will see, I'll just press cancel, somewhere we will see that this value here will change, so 16.1. So this one's going to be more of a pain, and you could just leave it there, I suppose, but I don't want it, so I'm going to try and get rid of it. So we're going to go GLS bat and then 15.9 volts. And I'm going to try a space in front of that as well and do replace all. So it's found that, but if we look down here, we have got 16.1. So I'm going to go 16.1 and replace all. So just replacing it with nothing, and then 16.0 and replace all. And then just gonna scroll down here, and we should see them sticking out now. So we've got 16.2. So replace all there, and scroll down some more to see if we've got any more. So what have we got here? So think, oh, that's RC signal 3. Need to get rid of that. Must have missed that one. So RC signal and then 3. Got that right? Yeah, and then replace all. Okay, so scroll down further on just to see if we've got any of those goggle voltages sticking out. Don't think so. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so what have we got here? We have got 15.8. So GLS bat and colon and then 15.8 volts. It's quite tedious, this. I really wish DJI would let the overlay be much more configurable, or even just record it, have the option to record, and also the on-screen display as well, because I believe that's just an overlay as well, and there hasn't been any updates, so maybe that is something that they are working on. But yeah, it looks like I have got rid of that. So it's just another couple of things that I like to do. So UAV bat, I like to change that to just bat. So UAV bat, and then underneath here just change that to bat, and can't remember if I need a space there. Replace all. No, I didn't need a space with that one. So cancel that one. Then do Control H again. Very strange, but it is free though. So replace all. There you go. So flight time, we haven't got a capital F, but we've got a capital T. I don't like the name anyway, so flight time, I'm just going to change that to fly sec, because it's in seconds as well, which is really annoying. So replace all of those, and channel 1, so that's just the channel that I was flying on. We don't need that, so CH:1, and again I'm just going to put that as a blank and replace all like that. I think it needed a space again. Very temperamental, this thing, so I'm going to do Control H again, channel 1, so space, replace all. Okay, there we go. And then finally signal, just getting a bit OCD for you, just want a capital there. Signal and replace all. So that's a lot of the fluff out of the way. So the next thing to do is pile all of these on top of each other, and the way that we do that is just by a simple command. So what I need to do is again go to the find and replace. Now technically I could have done this earlier, but I didn't want to complicate things. So after fly sec, what I need to do is change it, so fly sec, and what we do to get that on another line is I put slash and then n and then fly sec. Need to put a space in there, otherwise it won't find any of it. So if I do replace all like that, you'll notice that signal has gone onto a different line. So I need to do that now with all of the other ones. So I'm going to go bat and then bat here and then replace all. Okay, and then you'll notice that the flight sec has changed. Oh, I made a mistake there because I want a capital S in there. Ugh, I'm so OCD, aren't I, with this thing? Okay, so we now need to go slash n fly sec and then fly sec like that and replace all like so, and then that will change to that. So the next one needs to be delay, so again slash n delay and replace all. You can see there it's slowly starting to take shape. So the next one is bit rate, then I'm going to go n slash bit rate and replace all, and there we go, we've got everything on top of each other. So what we need to do now is get it moved over to the side, and the way that we do that is we click edit at the top there, and you can see it's currently in the center position. So I like it in this corner, but you can actually have them in any corner you want. So if I press apply there, you can see it goes into that corner like so, and apply there, you can have it that way. It is very limited because if you try and move it here, it only moves it line by line, whereas this section here, it moves all of the lines, so you have to do it like this. And then we can change the font size here, so let's try 30 first of all. Yeah, that looks about right, actually. Yeah, not bad at all. So now we have to save the subtitle file, but we can't just go File and Save Subtitles, because if I go into here and then play the file, it will have the formatting in the middle, but it's not got it to the side. So what I actually have got to do is go into here and save subtitle as, and save it as an AS file. So I'm going to press save there, and we should have an AS file now. And if I open it up, there you go, we have got our lovely telemetry. But of course it's not hard coded. In fact, if I just pause that for a second and just get rid of that, actually we can get rid of this now as well. If I just rename all of these files here, so SRT, just get rid of them all, just to show you that you get nothing if you don't have these files. So if I play that file now, lift it up, nothing, you see. So we need to hard encode it. So I need to bring back the AS file. Just need to make sure that that's the one. Yes. So now we need a program called Handbrake, and if you know a lot about video, then you've probably heard of Handbrake. So I'm going to drop the file in there. And it's not going to have audio because the DJI system doesn't record audio. So I'm just going to rename that to MP4. And then if we go over to video, I want to change it to 60 frames per second. Very important. I learnt recently that the DJI goggles record in 60 FPS, not the drop frame 59.94. So we need to make sure I select 60 there so that everything matches up. Now we have got a encoder preset here. I'm just gonna leave it in the middle here, but seeing as we are re-encoding here, then you're probably gonna want to have it on slow and the quality quite high. I'm gonna set it to about 8, and hopefully we should get a file of a similar size, but you actually will get a huge file size. It explains there if you go down that route. Now when I do it in Premiere, you see I don't need to re-encode it, so I don't lose the quality, but you still should get decent results from this. So the next thing that I need to do is go over to subtitles and import subtitle, and we have got DJI 5 AS. I'm gonna press open, and this is very important. You see where it says burn in there? That is going to burn it into the encode. So we are ready to start the encode. So that's gonna take a while, so I will just leave it there and we will take a look at the finished result. Okay, so that has finished. It took around about 3.5 minutes. Let's check out the file. Look at that, almost the same size, but has it worked? There we go, look at that, the moment of truth. In fact, just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the AS file. And are there any other files? I'll need to close that down, try again. So it was that one, and there we go, we are hard encoded. And that is the free way to do it. So I'm gonna leave you with this file. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful, then I will put a link to my Patreon in the below, because it has been a real struggle this last couple of months. First of all, we had the FAA legislation come in, and that put a lot of uncertainty into the hobby. We've got the drone registration in the UK, and that's a bit of a mess. And then Chinese New Year came along, and then coronavirus, so no one can get any parts. So I would really appreciate it if you can afford to do so, to contribute just $1 to my Patreon. It would help a lot when making these videos. Anyways, I'll leave you with some flying, and as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.
We lost our minds in the darkness of night. We live to die. We lose our souls every day. We lost our minds. We don't remember what's wrong and what's right. What's right. The world is dead, but we stay. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. Surrounded by the night, we live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. We are just